I've been asked this question a lot of times. How do I start on YouTube? What should I do to start on YouTube? And I'm a tiny YouTuber. At time of making this video, I'm what, 34,000 subs. That's minuscule. That's tiny. I'm barely able to pay my bills on YouTube with the audience size that I have. But I still get asked the question pretty frequently, maybe like once or twice a week. How do I get into YouTube? What should I do to get into YouTube? What should I do to make an atheist YouTube, a leftist YouTube, a gaming YouTube channel, even though I completely fudged working on that one. I got my video in with Game Apologist, and then I was like, okay, I'll make another video soon. And then I just didn't. And it's been like almost a year. So I think maybe, just maybe, I'm not the most responsible person when it comes to starting secondary and side projects. But regardless, I do get asked that question, and the answer is really simple. And it's gonna sound cheesy. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. The best advice I can give for somebody wanting to start on YouTube is to just do it. Just do it. Grab your phone. Seriously, this is one of the best tools you have. I've done live streams from this thing without any issue. So just like, grab your phone, do a recording of yourself on whatever topic you want to talk about, scripted or unscripted, whatever you've got available, like whatever you've got in you. If you feel confidently enough in a subject, let's say you want to talk about socialist theory, and you want to talk about who has true ownership, or who should have true ownership of the means of production. Should it be the CEOs or should it be the workers? And you've studied this topic, you've had arguments about it, you can do this off the top of your head. Just take your phone and record a video of you talking about it. It doesn't even have to be structured. Just like a short 8-10 minute video, toss it up on your on a channel, like make a channel, toss it up on there, and then just like share it with your friends. If you've got a philosophy topic, like for me, one of my pet topics is morality. I love morality as a topic because there's so many things you can talk about. I can just sit here and just record a video of me talking about morality, talking about different moral structures. Hey, let's talk about DCT for a second. Hey, let's talk about consequentialism. Hey, let's talk about real quick, let's talk about deontology as it relates to morality. Let's very quickly talk about subjective versus objective morality, even though I actually hate that conversation, because that's the conversation that you have first, and then you engage in other moral conversations. So, like, you can do all of that just on your phone. Just find your pet thing you like to talk about, record a video of you talking about it on your phone, and then just throw it up onto YouTube. Because here's the thing. The question, how I should get started, it's not a bad question, but it almost is. And the reason for that is that if you're starting on YouTube, that is the ground level. That is where you began. So this is, let's see here. Let me see if I can maybe give you an example of what I'm talking about. So we're going to go over to my channel real quick, right? This is my channel. Right now, if you look at the videos on my channel, for the time being, there's a pretty consistent theme with these guys right here. But let's sort by oldest. This is the first video I ever made. This was a response to a moral argument. Just to show you, this is why I'm saying whatever you end up wanting to do, just do it. Don't try to make it perfect. Don't even try to make it great. Just make it, because this will be the baseline you work from. So, like, listen. This was an opening that I grabbed for $5 on Fiverr. I sent them an image that I made on Photoshop, a very short amount of time, and then I sent it on to somebody on Fiverr, said, hey, can you make this into an intro? And they said, sure. I spent $5. I got an intro.
To a video
listen to this audio quality.
That you cannot have morals without God. So let's go ahead and get right into
this absolute garbage. You can even hear the click. You could hear the click of my mouse. I didn't edit out the click.
You be good without God.
Yes, but
that long pause, that I could have easily just cut out that pause, shaved about a half second on the video, which is a good thing to do in general.
Can you demonstrate why I have to have God is the question.
And that's not even a response that I would use right now.
Case made without me even having to do anything. Video over. Awesome. Let's go, guys.
The question is,
Like, and that's a joke right there that I've used a few more times, and it sucked probably most over here. Like, there's no transition, there's no real animation. That's a background that I grabbed off of a. Not only is this a background that I grabbed off of one of those like free motion background websites, this background was rendered at 4K, and this video is in 1080p, which means I only have a quarter of that background in the video, so it's not even the correct background. It's only a quarter of it. I was too stupid back then to do that correctly. But now let's compare that just to a later episode, right? So if we compare that to something like this, I've got
God. Hey, God. El.
the
Jehovah.
the
Allah,
audio quality is no
Adonai,
longer as
Yahweh,
bad.
Jah, El Shaddai, Elohim.
However, it's peaking. It's still peaking because I was still bad.
What the hell is it, you overcompensating hobbit freak?
And I actually managed to get a little bit of animation in there. The background is looking correctly. The character's actually put on the side of the screen, which means if I wanted to put any animations or anything, I can put them on the right side. But this was made 6 months afterwards. This is what 6 months of making videos does to your video style. You start to figure out what you're going to do. But you don't try to figure out your style with your first video. Your first video is your groundwork. Now compare this, if I were to go down way further. Let's take a look at a video like this.
Proper.
Atheists don't like me because Kent Hovind is my...
Now I've got picture-in-picture. It's still not sized correctly because I was not doing that right. But I've got animated background from a game I enjoy.
If you're new here,
I've got animated lips. My character's blinking. It looks more like it's integrated here. Still wouldn't say that it's great, but this is what happened after 2 years of making videos. This is no longer 6 months afterwards. This is 2 years of making videos. That's a thing that just happens naturally. You get better at it. But for you to get better at making a video, for you to do that, you have to have that ground level first. When you have that ground level, that just basic thing, then you can work on that and go, hey, what did I like about that video that I made? Like for me, I said, well, I liked having an avatar. That meant that I didn't have to be on camera because I didn't own one yet. And I didn't like using my phone. And I learned, okay, I didn't like how my audio was, so I learned how to get better at that. I was using the same mic. In fact, actually, the microphone that I used for that first episode is right here. I still have it. I just didn't know how to use it. I was using the same equipment. It was still a Blue Yeti. I just didn't understand how to use it yet. But again, that comes with time. And the only way to do that, the only way to get that is to just start it. If you sit there and keep on trying to hone something to perfection, just go, I'm going to make my first video just so good. It's going to be great. Everyone's going to love it. No. Even if that ends up being the right thing to do, you could have made 10 videos in that amount of time and gotten to that perfected style. And here's the thing. The time it used to take me about 4 days to make a video. It used to take me about 4 days. And then it took 2 days. This is back when I was working at a call center and I would edit the videos while I was on calls with clients. And then it started taking me 1 day. Then I started being able to record, edit, and do post-production all in a single day. And then it started getting down to where I could do a video in 3 hours. 2.5 hours. It got to the point where I had gotten so many of the things that I needed to do to make videos down to muscle memory, and I had gotten so many of my tools and assets that I needed to use set up in such a way that I could do this stuff way faster. Took 2 years. Took 2.5 years to get to that point. You have to have that base, though. So my best advice is not, here, use this style. This style is going to work well for you. Or, here, do this thing. It's going to be great. No. The best advice for any starting YouTuber, anyone, is to just do it. Just do it. And if you want to make money off YouTube, the first bit of YouTube money that you have, if it doesn't need to go to groceries or anything like that, use it to make your channel better. Use it to buy equipment. Use it to pick up a better microphone. Use it to pick up a better camera. Use it to pick up a membership to something like Zoom if you want to have multiple people on for a panel show, if that's a thing that you want to do. Put that money back into your channel so that your channel's not operating at a deficit, because you don't want your hobby, if you want to do YouTube, do it as a hobby first. Do it because you like it. But you don't want your hobby to get too expensive, and YouTube can become a very expensive hobby. Use the money you make on YouTube, if you make any at all, to make your channel better. But most importantly, just do it. Just start. Because if you don't, you're going to be sitting there trying to come up with the best video possible, in theory, for months and months and months. And that's time you could have been just making videos, and your first ones they're going to be garbage. They're going to be garbage, and that's fine. Because nobody can give you advice on how to improve unless they've got a baseline to work with. How do I get better at a card game? Okay, cool. What are you working with right now? What are your tournament results? Oh, well, I haven't started yet. I can't give you anything now. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about your situation. Same with YouTube. Nobody can give you advice on how to improve. Nobody can give you critique. Nobody can tell you what to do until you've just started. So just start and do. And then once you've done that, then start seeking advice from people who've done it longer. But you got to have that base. You have to start. And I would encourage you to start. Please, use your voice. Get it out on the internet. It's way better than shouting in a comment section. Trust me.